peanut butter all over my face or what's going on. But today is all about addiction. So I am on 33 days no smoking cigarettes. And beyond that, if you don't really know me, I was addicted to drinking, I was addicted to heroin, I was addicted to smoking cigarettes, I was addicted to Xanax. So in my past, I was all in all addicted to a lot of unhealthy habits. And I'm not talking substances, I'm actually talking like just saying that I was a dancer, so I was addicted to money, I was addicted to that lifestyle, I was addicted to all kinds of things. So how did I completely change my life? Well, I have some key steps. I have some key steps that we can really get into, but I also want to say, like, I'm not gonna go deep into like words, but make it more simple so we can understand it on a simple level. I'm good at making things simple, I think, instead of using big words. But some words will be big, but mostly, and I'll use some science, but we're gonna keep it simple. So let's get into it. First off, I want to go into the definition of addiction, because I think that's so important to see. The definition. The definition of addiction is the fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity. The fact or condition, it's a condition, a pattern in our mind of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity. So an addiction is a condition, a pattern of the mind. And this pattern actually stems from, most addictions come from some sort of childhood trauma or trauma in the past that we haven't let go of. So we use addiction to make it go away. And then we get addicted to things that because we don't want to look at the reality of our life, so we consume food, we consume drugs, we have sex habits, porn habits, I mean, you name it. You name it, that's what happens. And so we're not educated to really understand why these things happen to us and how can we get out of this addiction. I think one of the most important realizations that I've had and how I've gotten out of addiction is to find a purpose for yourself. I'm not talking about when you get out of this addiction, the worst thing you can do is be doing everything you're still doing, hanging out with the same friends, in the same environment. It could be the same job, the same habits, the same routine, the same lifestyle. You're gonna go right back into the addiction. You have to find some type of meaningful purpose, purposeful, meaningful life. Okay, Nikki, come on, say it right. I just hit myself with a book. Oh my gosh, I'm literally crazy in a good way. You have to find something meaningful. You get what I'm saying. So I did a lot of research on quantum physics. I'm actually a big nerd into quantum physics. So I went and did some research. I went and did some research about quantum physics and addiction, and I found some really interesting things. So quantum physics, on a simplicity scale, my words are not perfect, okay? Do not judge me. I hate when people say in the comments mean things about my words. Just leave. That's all I gotta say. Just leave. Leave me alone. Don't be mean to me. Don't be mean to me. Leave me alone. Actually, don't be mean to anyone. Don't go on other pages and bully other people. You know what you're doing? You're hurt inside, so you want to express that hurt to other people. I understand your pain, and that's why we're going through addiction right now. You can do it. You cannot be mean to people. And don't be mean to yourself. You know, when you're being mean to people, you're actually being mean to yourself. It's deeper than you think it is. Okay, let's get into it. So just so you understand what quantum physics is really getting in depth. Here we go. Okay. Quantum physics is beyond what scientists thought that was that. Now we're seeing that, like the double slit experiment, or right here, a light can now be a wave or a particle, and we only find out which one by observing it. Okay. But here was a guy saying, well, actually, most of this is wrong. A light can now be a wave or a particle, and we only find out which one by observing it. So everything we knew about physics we got from Isaac Newton. But here was a guy saying, well, actually, most of that is wrong. A light can now be a wave or a particle, and we only find out which one by observing it. Think about it. You observing something means it becomes something else. Where does that put you in the world? It put me in a position where I didn't need to debase myself anymore. It made me think, well, here's the thing now, maybe stop destroying yourself. Addiction gives rise to a victimized mindset that leads to a constant sense of powerlessness. There doesn't seem to be any way out, nor does it seem like anyone is in a position to provide you relief or respite. Like I said, don't be mad at me. The idea of energetic fields unifying all forms of life is not an unfamiliar one in modern science. British scientist Rupert Sheldrake pioneered the concept of morphic fields to explain how organisms are formed. These fields, Sheldrake says, organize the structure of life forms based on the experiences of life forms that come before them. Nature itself has a living memory that feeds into its constant creation. Our energy is one throughout space and time. Holistic therapy applies the knowledge of quantum energy to the healing addiction. Holistic therapists understand that you are influenced by patterns of information found in your energy body. When patterns of distorted information develop from traumatic experiences or abandonment, substance addiction is often the result. At the sanctuary, blah, 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 blah. Holistic therapies apply this quantum knowledge. Okay, I just read that. Researchers now post that the contemporary Western diet, which consists largely of processed, genetically modified foods, is creating a Western gut that lacks diversity in a microbiome, which impairs our body's natural ability to heal itself. Okay, we'll go back to that. Really, right now, what I want to talk about is, these fields organize the structure of life forms based on the experiences of life form that come before them. It's the same thing with us. If we are not conscious, we can build on autopilot these negative patterns based on our trauma experiences from the past. And then we're living in a perpetual state of fight or flight all the time. Fear, fight or flight, just constant chaos in our mind and our body, and that's when we turn to substance abuse, which creates more chaos, and we're killing our body. So becoming aware that you can completely be conscious aware of your habits and your patterns, and it's the hardest thing to actually look at ourselves. It's one of the hardest things to actually take a look at ourselves and see how we could possibly be destroying ourselves. So it's easier to take more drugs and kind of ignore the situation, but over time we build so much trauma, because now you're creating more trauma. The more drugs you take, the more substance abuse, the more addictions you consume, the more trauma you build on top of you're building this layer, like this onion. And there's got to be a time where you got to stop and you have to unpeel the onion one layer at a time. Now let me tell you something crazy. It has taken me years to unpeel this layer of chaos that I have built for myself. But I'm telling you right now, you can do it too. I can finally see clear. I can understand myself more. I am genuinely living in joy. I'm at peace in my heart, in my mind. Was I at peace before? Absolutely not. Was it hard? Every single day was a challenge for me. There was times where I wanted to kill myself. Every single day was a struggle to even get up and do something for myself. So it's like really understanding who you are and having that purpose for yourself, because that purpose is going to set you free. So many people live with no purpose. And when you live with no purpose, you have no motivation to get up. You have no motivation to find something for yourself. You have no motivation to do something healthy for your mind, your body, and your soul. And going on to that, most of the time, we're not even educated enough to know that we can have a purpose. We're not even educated enough to know that we can eat healthy, that health is wealth. We're not even educated enough to know that we can live in freedom instead of living in suffering. We think that suffering is a natural state of being, when suffering is not a natural state of being at all, but we're also used to suffering all the time that it becomes a natural habit for ourselves. It's ridiculous. When you wake up and you see that you don't have to live like that, and you see that you can be way more powerful than that enemy that's dreading you down, that's trying to lock you in some kind of demon hell, then you can really move on to understanding that you are worthy enough, and you can create something magical, and you can connect with God, and you can connect with your heart, yourself, your center. You can stop abusing drugs and actually look within, and it is going to be hard. Taking away the things that we want to comfort us, and they're not even healthy things that comfort us. And that's why you have to find a purpose, so you can find healthy things to comfort you, rather than having, food or drugs or all these things to make you feel comfortable in the moment, to be uncomfortable. No, you need to be uncomfortable to understand where you need to be comfortable, and a healthy comfortable. You get what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying to you, because I'm not just saying this bullshit to say bullshit. I mean this from my heart, because I've been through it. Okay. I know, I went there, right? Okay, so addictions are linked to childhood trauma. So for one, we need to forgive. That's the thing. We want to be the victim of our childhood trauma. We want to be the victim of our relationships. We will find a way to be the victim, so we don't feel like we have to hold the weight. So it's their problem, and we give the problem to everyone else, but we never look inside that I'm being the victim of all these other things, because there's a point in your life when you realize that you can change for yourself all these other little obstacles and illusions that you think that is what created your life. No. Now that you're old enough, you're conscious enough, and now you're being educated enough to understand that you can take the next step forward and write letters to all these people that you think you're the victim of, and forgiving them. Forgiving all of them. I don't care what excuse, I don't care if this is crazy, but if, say, your mom got murdered, there's some anger of you just have to let go, be at peace, and forgive. And I know that's hard. I know. I want to share something with you. So my mother just passed away 2 months ago. And she passed away pretty much, I'll just keep it short, she passed away from crack. It killed her. It ruined her. She didn't even know who she was anymore. And listen, you know how many people I wanted to literally kill? The people that fed her those drugs. But you have to come to a point where I had to forgive my mom, I had to forgive those people, I had to forgive myself. There was nothing that I could do, okay? The person I am now is because of what I went through in the past. And some people we don't understand why some things happen. Why did my mom have to suffer her whole entire life? And now I honestly think she suffered for me, so I can take on this energy and transform it. And God is holding my hand through the way, like kind of healing my family's trauma in a way, which is crazy because I'm overcoming it at this age. And I understand there's still a lot of my family that's still very immature. We've had a lot of money issues and just greed and all these things that ran through my family, and I ran away from it forever. And I got on drugs and I did all these things, and I had to find a meaning for my life, to get off all these drugs, to find the strength. And I can tell you one thing. Smoking and drinking, or doing drugs and drinking, all those things were hard to stop. But you know what the hardest was to stop? Smoking cigarettes. Cigarettes followed me everywhere I went. And I stopped multiple times. And today, I'm actually on 33 days, no smoking cigarettes. So I'm very grateful. Okay. So finding a purpose and a meaning for your life. And how do you even find a purpose and a meaning for your life? ask yourself, what do you love? Like, look at everything you're doing right now. What do you not like about your life, and what would you like to do for your life? And finding a purpose is we need to fill ourselves, but my purpose is to serve other people. When we're a community on earth, and it's the realization that we're all here living together, and it makes me feel so good when I help other people, when I can give back to other people, when I can serve other people. So how can you serve yourself but also serve other people? Maybe with that same passion you have, the passion or the hobby that you really enjoy, how can you turn that into a purposeful passion the rest of your life? So, and it could be something even simple too, but finding something purposeful, something meaningful that's more than the drugs and the alcohol. And sometimes it's hard to see that if we've been in a shitty relationship our whole entire life, or our family abused us, or we were mentally abused, or we were sexually abused, or we were physically abused, whatever it is in friendships and relationships and families where you bullied or whatever. That's like, once again, we have to step out of that and not be the victim of it, because those circumstances took over our life and then we became the victim of it. And that's really hard. It is hard. Because in all, a lot of us maybe haven't spoke to anyone about it, and we struggle. We have let go of control, and some people even have committed suicide, so it gets deep. The education is just not there too. So being the next journeys bring power and love back into you. The journey of life brings power and love back into you. So consciously aware of drugs, the vibration that drugs hold. And this video can be about food addictions. We'll get into food too. Drug addictions, I was bad on drugs, so I'm, addictions in general. Addiction pretty much all has the same vibration. It's a lower vibration. So now we're getting into vibration. Everything is energy, and they've proven that. And so in a simple way, you can look at a scale, okay? So love is a high frequency, love is a high vibration, and then you have fear is a low vibration. So this is a scale of energy, right? So the vibration of addiction is obviously on the lower scale. So just coming to terms with that, how can you transform that addiction, okay? The more you focus on something, the more it grows, right? So the more you focus on your addiction, the more that addiction will grow, the more you will lower into those lower vibrations. Now, if you slowly add in, and that's the thing, slow and steady wins the race. And this has become so powerful for me, because there's so many times where I wanted to change in my life, and I just tried to do this dramatic change that never worked. I failed every time. So this time I'm taking a different direction, a different turn, a different eye to that by doing slow and steady wins the race. And what I mean by this is adding in one simple routine, maybe each month, that's a higher vibration, that's meaningful, that's purposeful. Exercise, something, doing a jog once a week, adding in fruits to your diet, going to counseling once a week, finding new friends, finding a new hobby, adding something that's a higher vibration into your life that has nothing to do with your old energy, your old relationships, your old environment. Everything old out the window, everything new, let it come in slowly. Because the more you have positive energy slowly enter your vortex, the more the negative energy is going to leave, because positive energy is so much more powerful than fear. Love is so much powerful than fear. But when we have so much fear in our life, sorry, am I talking too loud? When we have so much fear in our life, we believe that that's our life. We believe that that is the only energy that we can sit in, and that becomes our destiny. And we're not educated enough to understand that that doesn't have to be our destiny. You heard that? Okay, we already brought this one up, but not being the victim, how to heal, look inside and listen. So listen you guys, I am so serious about meditation, okay? Meditation is so powerful. And I'm talking, if you're a Christian, if you're this, you're that, whatever, I'm a Christian, okay? You can meditate with God. You can meditate in the Bible. You can meditate and put your intentions with Spirit, with the Holy Spirit. Meditate and put your intentions in the Holy Spirit. Feel the Holy Spirit coming in your body. Take deep breaths and consciously become aware of your body. Listen, your body is alive. Your body has cells that are alive. Your body holds energy. So if you consciously become aware of your body can awaken to to the healing potential that it literally has. We're just living on autopilot. You know your body is working because you're moving, and you know you're eating, you're doing all these things on autopilot. Think about how powerful your mind and your body are if you focus your attention inside. We're always focused outside. We're always looking at the computer screen. We're always on our phones. We're always listening to music, taking pictures. You know, it's just like all these outside influences, but coming inside. Feeling yourself inside. Bringing the Holy Spirit inside of you. Knowing you are loved, bringing that vibration inside of you. If you're just constantly not aware of your body's going to be dead to you. Your body's going to act dead to you if you're just walking around like a zombie. But if you are consciously aware of your body, of your habits and stuff, some things might sting a little bit. Ooh, realizations might hurt. Realizations don't feel good. But you know what? That realization is going to get you closer and closer to where you need to be. We know this, replace with new healthy habits. So replace the old habits with new habits. So what I was saying is you take it slow and steady, one step at a time. Replacing one little habit with another, you know, easy peasy. So this one, a lot of people want to hold on to. A lot of people, and I held on to it as well. We need to replace our environment. I'm talking our friend. If we need to replace our friends, and you don't have to be like, no, I'm never talking to you again. I'm talking about saying, you know what, right now, for the best health of my life, I need to just focus on me for right now, you know, not hanging out with that same person, not hanging out, you know, not doing the same things you did, you know, not hanging out with the same friend group, not listening to the same drama your family brings every day, not hanging out with, you know, the neighbors that, you know, maybe drink alcohol and invite you over for beer and drinks every day. Not eating the same foods. Food is so important. They're now proving that nutrition has a link to depression and anxiety and heart attacks and stress and all these things, because processed food literally has chemicals to make you imbalanced. So my diet, I'm getting too into this. I'm a raw vegan. You don't have to be this intense. You know, I'm never going to tell you what to do. Like, hey, you need to be a raw vegan. You're a bad person if you're not. I'm not that person at all, okay? I don't ever want you to think that I am, because that is not my soul. That is not why I'm here on earth. I just want to share some information with you that you can really understand on a deeper level. So you look at a whole avocado, or you look at a bag of chips. We already know the whole avocado is healthier than the bag of chips, all right? You look at an orange, and you look at canned tuna. We already know the orange is healthier than the canned tuna. Tuna that can live in a can with oil and whatever for that long. And you know, it's just like, okay, so anything you look at, you want one ingredient. Everything whole-based plant food, really, whole-based. And if you eat meat, eat the most natural way. Go kill it yourself. And go bless it. And you know, back in the day, they did these amazing, you know, they killed it, they ate everything, they blessed it. Now we're just, everything is consume as much as we can. Everything is, you know, we're eating so much, we're eating so unhealthy, all these processed food, 50 ingredients on one pack of something, you know, it's like we can't even name half of it. So it's letting all that out, cleaning out your closet, your internal closet, cleaning out go through your cabinets today and just take the time to educate yourself on what you're consuming. Read the labels. Read the ingredients. Look up what this ingredient is. You can't even pronounce it, look it up. I'm sure you're not going to like what you find. So I have completely taken out all that junk in my diet, and I'm not perfect, okay? Some days I have days where I want a donut and stuff like that, and I honestly don't want to be like that. I really love pure food. I really love raw fruits and vegetables, but you know what? I'm not perfect either, and I don't want you to think that I'm perfect and I live this perfect life, because every day is still a struggle for me in a way, but also I wake up with peace of mind. That's what I want to share with you, is life is not going to be easy, But when you have a purpose, it becomes easier because you know you're living in a purpose, that you have more faith, you have more trust in God, you have more trust in yourself. You know you're on the right path and it feels good. Every day you're waking up more motivated. You feel alive. Like, it's just, that knowing instead of waking up, but you got to get there. So, I'm not living this perfect life. Like I said, my finances are not stable. My diet is not exactly perfect. I should be working out more. I should be more disciplined. And every day I'm working on those things. But wow, have I changed from way back then to now. I'm a whole different person, and some people can't even recognize me in the best way possible. So I think that's powerful. So just remembering where you're at right now and that you're gonna get there. Where was I at? Oh yeah, meditation. There's so much science on meditation. Like I was saying, meditation, education. Meditation, education. Meditation, education. So also educating yourself on food. Educating yourself simply on food, on meditation, on yoga, on stretching, on exercise, on God, on reading the Bible. Change your environment, change every habit. Play chess, try a new sport, read a new book, find new friends. Learn about business, learn about cryptocurrency. Do something different, because that energy, that higher frequency is going to come in and help bring in more and more until it floods in the little trauma, all that stuff is just going to flow out because you're inhaling love into your cells. It's so much deeper. It goes to a molecular level. When you're consuming chess, when you're consuming high vibrational foods, when you're consuming positive thoughts, these are going in you on a molecular level, and your cells are connecting and they're becoming happy together because you're allowing the highest vibration in you. I just want to say the Holy Spirit. I love the Holy Spirit. I'm going to do a meditation tonight. I'm going to make a guided meditation just for the Holy Spirit. Yeah, the next one was God, deepening your connection to God, finding purpose. That's just so... Hi, kitty. Nutrient value, feeding ourselves junk food or food that's alive, colorful food. Look at the colors, look at the vibrations. Think about it. Literally a tree that produces oxygen, it produces whatever so we can breathe oxygen. Listen, don't judge me. Why isn't it, if they literally give us life on this earth, the Holy Spirit is in nature, allowing us to breathe, why wouldn't they produce the best nutritional value of fruits and vegetables for us? I mean, they feed us, they produce money for us, they help us breathe, they produce money for us. Why wouldn't you think that they produce food for us? That should be the highest value content of food. It's the highest vibration, the cells, the energy, everything. And that goes with Dr. Emoto, a scientist who studied water his whole entire life. He said, 2 bottles of water, I hate you and I love you, then froze the water and looked underneath a microscope, and the water that had negative words looked like a nasty disease, and the water that had positive words looked like a beautiful snowflake. Fruits, vegetables, everything holds water. So everything can change form by the way you speak to it, the vibrations, the energy. You get what I'm saying? It's crazy. So, simple action-based steps you can take today about addiction. Loving yourself, self-love, of course, the nerdy, positive words, I would say do it. Sometimes it's really hard for people to even say, oh, I'm beautiful, oh, I'm worthy, looking in the mirror and be like, you're awesome, you're awesome. Have you looked in the mirror today and be like, you're awesome, wow, look at you, girl, you're so cute, creating that for yourself, feeling the vibration in your body. Come on now, that's the Holy Spirit, that's the love. The Holy Spirit wants you to love yourself as the Holy Spirit loves you. Remember that. Breath work. Breath work is so powerful, just getting in touch with breathing with yourself. I said living foods, Dr. Emoto. Begin to change the biological structure. Visualization. Visualize yourself with the Holy Spirit. Visualize yourself working out. There was a study, and I'm not exaggerating, of people that went to the gym every day and worked out their arm. Then there was people that visualized in their mind working out that same arm. At the end of the results, the people that visualized in their mind's eye working out had the same results, if not better, than the people going to the gym working out the arm. So visualization is so powerful. Visualizing what you want in life, visualizing love, visualizing your body healing, everything. And then I've been reading this book. It's called The Tyson Fury, because I'm a martial artist. There's just a couple things that he really said in here. He went down a rabbit hole. He was like one of the best boxers. And he went down a rabbit hole, got really depressed, and then came out of it, and he wrote this book. There was a couple things that he said that were amazing. So, the Babylons and the ancient Egyptians, I'll bet you didn't realize I was a bit of a history buff, and was seen as a kind of spiritual possession by demons, talking about their thoughts and having like negative things. Gentle attempts to cure it included severe beating, drowning, locking in chains, and starvation. Okay, besides that one, the ancient Greeks and Romans were a bit more level-headed. They treated it with gymnastics, baths, specialized diets, and calming music, which is literally, it makes sense, gymnastics, exercise, baths, healing themselves through water, specialized diets. Of course, I'm sure their diets were super, super clean, lots of fruits and vegetables, and calming music. Frequencies, every music holds different types of frequencies. Later still in the 9th century, the Persians handled depression with water therapy and positive rewards for good behavior. So just showing that throughout history, people have been dealing with depression. That was this point. People since the Babylon times and ancient Egyptians have been dealing with depression. The ancient Egyptians and the Babylons didn't really they did some crazy stuff, attempts to cure, included beating, drowning, locking in chains, and starvation. The ancient Greeks and stuff were more level-headed. We want to be more level-headed. Believe me, depression is more prevalent than you might think. According to the Mental Health Foundation, in any given week, 1 in 6 of us in the UK is hit by depression or acute anxiety. 1 in 5 of us have considered suicide. It's important that we keep talking about it. So yeah, talking about it, because I think that share this with someone. Like, you don't have to share this video, but yes, like this video, please, and comment, and but really share some information that you learned today or that you've researched, or just empower someone that you know that maybe is going through something that needs you. Have a purpose today. Say, hey, I see you, I hear you, I'm here for you. There was like one more, yeah. If you're at rock bottom, remember 2 lifelines, hope and gratitude. Use them so that you can start again and become even better than you were before. So I'm going to end that with that. Hope and gratitude. Be grateful for everything that you have, everything that you don't have, everything that you want to have, everything. Just being present in this moment with having absolutely nothing and being grateful for that, but also being grateful for the Holy Spirit. Being grateful for the rain, being grateful for the trees in front of me, the birds singing, my feet, my toes, my lips, being grateful for my family. And then having hope, setting intentions and having hope. I love you guys. Bye.